To more news on the environment, a climate agreement has finally been reached a day after COP28 was scheduled to end. Small island states, however, have concerns about aspects of the deal. Jamaica Maitland has his final report from COP28 in Dubai.
This was the moment that countries at the United Nations COP28 adopted the new draft of the global stocktake.
Hearing no objection, it is so decided.
A proud president, Dr. Sultan Aljiba.
An enhanced, balanced, but make no mistake, historic package to accelerate climate action.
But this was the moment that the Alliance of Small Island States, OASIS, that includes the Caribbean, drove a wedge through it.
In Sub-Para 28D, the exclusive focus on energy systems is disappointing. We are concerned that paragraphs 28E and H potentially take us backward rather than forward. In Sub-Para H, we see a litany of loopholes. It doesn't deliver on a subsidy phase-out, and it doesn't advance us beyond the status quo.
The initial document was rejected for not including text on the phasing out or phasing down of fossil fuel. The latest one also didn't include neither of the terms, but rather it called on countries to transition away from fossil fuel. And while it may not be what vulnerable countries like those in the region may want to hear, it's a start. This is the first time that a decision is being made on fossil fuel at any climate change summit.
And I think the applause that we just saw for the AOSIS states is a clarion call to all of us about our obligation and responsibility over these next months to make sure we're reaching as far as we can to implement as fast as we can.
And so the work begins now. For Jamaica's lead negotiator, Omar Alcock, when we spoke, he listed 3 areas that the country should prioritize. 1, it's drafting legislation and possible regulations surrounding climate change. 2, it's research on technologies to help the country transition to a greener economy. 3, and possibly the most important, it's funding, so the country can see the tangible benefits of some of these efforts. But Mr. Alcock says, with the best of intention, the issues surrounding climate finance, the government cannot achieve this alone. And so he's calling on the private sector to buy in, to chart the way forward so Jamaica can be at the forefront of climate action. Reporting from COP28, possibly for the last time, I'm Jamaica Maitland for TVJ News.
This story was produced as part of the 2023 Climate Change Media Partnership, a journalism fellowship organized by Internews Earth Journalism Network and the Stanley Center for Peace and Security.